Let's get ready to rumble. Chef Fit Podcast, episode number 27. And yes, I'm saying 27 this time. I fucking hope it's number 27 because we're not tracking numbers around here. There is no plan. We just fucking press record and see what happens. And it's
if not, it's 27 part 2.
Will be 27 part 2, boys. We'll never know. We'll never know. Anyway.
What's the crack?
What is the beef, my friend?
Yeah, we all good.
Absolutely scorching in
Unreal, isn't it?
In the green Emerald Isle these days. It's the summertime. Yeah, man, fucking all good. Bit mangled at the moment though. Been going hard in the old jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
Sparring and fucking doing, obviously getting my lifting done as well. So my hat, like I can barely fucking, my hand, I don't know, because I've gone 2-3 hour sessions, or do you know what I mean? I go back-to-back session. I did it on Sunday and I did it on Monday night, and then I trained in the gym on Monday morning, and I had my cardio this morning. I just feel the fatigue in my fucking muscles, you know what I mean?
So you're doing cardio, gym, and jiu-jitsu Sundays?
No, I'd space them out. So it was just jiu-jitsu on the Sunday, then it was gym, jiu-jitsu on Monday, and then it was cardio on Tuesday. And it's just like my fucking hands are just throbbing, shoulders a bit fucking mangled. So a bit beaten up, but a good beaten up, if that makes sense.
You know what? I'm sure the lads in Sheffield will be glad to hear you're a bit beaten up after what you put us through the last 2 days.
Beating the shit out of you with the program.
Yeah. Last week was supposed to be hell month. And then yesterday and today, everybody's fucking dead.
Back in the mix. Yeah, that's how we do it. That is how.
Even I'm back on the epoxy protein shakes because I feel like I'm a man that's after being run over by a fucking truck.
Yep, you need to get down.
Look at you, you're delighted.
That's the thing though, it's like it's actually good and your body needs like fucking nourishment to recover properly.
Yeah,
big time.
Well, 15-minute AMRAP and then like, you know, a 30-minute row the following day after squat day. As soon as I sat down onto the row machine, my ass was like,
good luck.
Excuse me, what the fuck's going on here? I was like, don't worry, it'll be over in half an hour. Half an hour.
Warm up beforehand, children.
Warm up beforehand.
Get that blood flowing. Yeah, the week 1 DOMs are brutal, man. They're fucking brutal. You know what I mean? When you add them back in. It's not great. But listen, when we get through that next week, so you start adapting that. This is the same thing every program. It's always a kick in the foot. It's always the same pattern. Kicking the bollocks week 1, getting the grips of the week 2, smashing it week 3, fucking new numbers week 4, and then we go on to something new. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the Bulgarians are coming on well now. That was something that I thought that I was like, right, that might just be a bit too hard. And then second week, I was like, oh no, I could actually get there. And third week, doing them all weighted. I recorded them yesterday. I'll put them up and see what it is. But my knee isn't totally touching the ground, but I'm getting a good deep squat.
If your front leg is more, if your hip's getting down in line with your knee, man, you're happy days. Do you know what I mean? They're absolutely, they're a really, really disgusting exercise.
But it's good though.
Yeah, exactly. They're very effective. They're probably one of the most effective squat movements you can do. But again, it's one of those things where they will rip your arse. They will literally tear your ass up.
They literally did.
In literal sense, your glutes will fall off you the next day. Anyway, speaking about fucking tearing your ass up, this episode, drill it till you kill it, quote unquote POBG.
Yeah, man. Yeah, 100%.
That's what we're talking about today. The drilling it till you kill it. So just give us
repetition.
This is Peter's. This is a saying that Peter's come up with recently. And he's drilling it into the Chef Fit group, and it's a good thing. So Peter, just give us a bit of background on what that means, man. Like what?
It kind of embodies the repetition and the consistency of doing it, you know. So it came up for me doing my videos on the Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, where I'm not missing a session and I'm getting it done properly. I'm getting it done on time, and I'm getting it done well every single time. So I'm feeling good. I'm looking good. I'm getting the results that I'm working for. So when the other lads are like, not even the other lads, but when people are asking, you know, what's the story with this? And, you know, will I replace this? And, you know, this one is really, really hard. And say, right, drill it till you kill it. Keep doing it, and keep doing it, and keep doing it until it It's easy for you to do. You can do it on autopilot, and it comes part of who you are and the way you do things.
Totally, totally. I think it's a really good, important point to make. You know, drill it till you kill it. What are we really talking about? Well, like, what you're really talking about is like, you're doing something until you get fucking good at it. Because you're only
in everything in life, yeah.
But people don't, if people fail to see that fact, even though that's a principle, it's a law. It's like, if you want to get the benefits from something, chances are you're going to need to get good at that fucking thing. People will know that in some ways, but when they try something new, it's always like, oh, well, fuck, it's too hard and it doesn't work, you know? So maybe it's like, as a chef, yeah, probably pissing your pants walking into the kitchen for the first time you're cooking, but like 10 years later, you're probably smashing out services easy. It's second nature to you. Why? Because chances are you had to get good at cooking. You know what I mean? It's like going to the gym for the first time. And this is your thing where you're saying drill it till you kill it. It's like follow the fucking routine and do the exercises until you get good at them. Then once you're good at things, you're good at fucking doing exercises, you're good at running, you know, you're good at all of these things. Then all of a sudden the results that you want from exercise start to come very easy. Not easy, but they come in fucking, you know, you get the fruits of your labor. And that could be dropping a load of weight because you're able to burn more calories because you're more efficient at doing exercise. You're building more muscle because, again, you're more efficient at doing exercise. Your body is moving better because you've got more, you're mobilizing your joints. Your body is a more efficient machine mechanically. You get the benefits out of doing the thing. Whereas here's the thing about drill till you kill it, just to stay on exercise for a second. Most people fail, and a lot of chefs fail to see this. Like most people, they train, their training is bollocks. Their training is bollocks. I'm sorry, like it's bullshit, a lot of how people train, because they just do random shit, and random shit that doesn't really ingrain any kind of skill. Like what was a massive revelation for me when I was training for powerlifting as an athlete and as a lifter was I never used to see lifting as a skill. I never used to see like being able to squat as a skill with components to it. I used to just see it with this like, well, I used to be a rugby player and I just want to fucking move super heavy weight. And I wasn't cerebral about it. I wasn't thinking about it in that way. And as soon as I was like, holy fuck, actually, if I really dial in and like get good at my technique, like look at where my feet are, look at how I push my hips back, look at where I'm keeping my chest, how the fuck am I holding the bar, what position do I need to find with the bar? And I started doing all of this shit, and then it's like, oh shit, now I come in and every week my squat seems smoother and smoother, and now I'm getting so much stronger as a result of refining my technique. Like that was a big revelation for me, and that was when I realized it's like, if you want to get really, really fit and you really want to get strong and you want to take it to the next level, you have to get good at lifting things. And as I get you guys to do, it's like it's push, pull, squat, hinge, have a strong core. It's like very simple. Get good at those 4 things. Pushing and pulling. What's the fucking story there? You need to be able to fucking pack your shoulder, you know? For your squats and stuff, it's like you need to be able to brace, drive your knees out, push your arse back. Same thing with your deadlifts. You need to be able to keep that back straight, sit your hips back and get into your hamstrings. Like that's a skill. Most people don't see it like that. They just come in and it's like, maybe if I just do a metabolic HIIT class where you're doing a fucking jumping jack over a fucking hurdle. Do you know what I mean? And you're just, it's like, it's fine if you've never done anything. I get that. There's a starting point for everyone and just getting moving is important. But over time, if you want to fucking kill it, you're going to have to drill it till you get good, you know, to drill. Like obviously there's drilling it as a saying, but like you drill something over and over and over again. It's the same thing with everything. You practice the repetitions, and perfect practice makes perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. Not just practice, perfect practice makes perfect. You know?
Perfect practice makes perfect.
Think about anything you've ever done in your life. Like people want the results, but they're not willing to do the repetition in order to get that result. You want the results, but you're not willing to do the repetitions to get the result. The repetitions, what I mean by doing the reps is not just doing a set of 10 reps in front of you, but the reps are the days that you put in. It's the weeks that you put in. It's how many months you can fucking string together of consistent work. That's important. And it's like, unless you're willing to do the repetitions to get good, which most people are not willing to get good at things, then do not expect the result from it. Go and do something shitty. And this applies to me within my business. you know, and this is a mindset that I had before. It's like, oh, well, you know, it could be me, or, you know, Facebook, using ads on Facebook is fucking, it's too hard. It just doesn't make sense. It's like, it's too hard and it doesn't work because you're shit at it. So like, get good at it. So like, I had to get good at it, you know.
Yeah.
Same thing with my lift. I had to get good at fucking lifting things. Didn't like running, had to get fucking, no, I'm not good at running now, but like I'm vastly improved so I can do something like a half marathon. Like, do it enough times till it becomes easier. It's fucking very simple. You made a good point though there, Peter, about people kind of drifting is the word, you know, so especially within, not like, this isn't a big thing in the Chef Fit program by any means, or in the elite. It's not a big thing, but you might have a handful maybe every once in a while.
Pops up, yeah.
Yeah. Guys are like, can I try doing like fucking, you know, tornado fucking body weight exercises in my house instead of going to the gym? Can I do the fucking you know, this fucking YouTube video for mobility that I saw? It's like, just do the fucking plan that's in front of you, because it's built with a purpose, the end result in mind. It's built.
There's enough in the plan as well to keep you fucking busy every single day.
So you get 100%. But that's the instant. That's instant gratification as well. It's like, we're so focused. One, you got to have this mindset of doing the reps, but like, we're so focused. If you've got to get from A to Z, we're fretting about A and we're fucking, you know, worried about Z, and we actually forget about B, C, D, E, F, like the entire alphabet to fucking get there. And it's like, people will do that as well. You know, I'll give you a fucking program. It's like, this is what we need to do, man. And you'll get excited by some other dangly carrot that you see out there, because now you're bored of the thing in your front. The problem is you're not willing to do the repetitions. And it doesn't matter what you try, you're never going to get that benefit. You're never going to get that result. It's very simple. So that's.
I've been tempted by it myself. You know what I mean? Like, when I'm in a like a bigger gym now, and then there's all this other stuff that's there. And it's like, oh, I might give that a go. And it's like, no, I'm not going to. Like on Monday, for example, I got up early, and I was in the gym at 7:30, and then I came back and I was sitting in the gaff and I was a bit bored, and I was like, right, I need to get my bench up. Maybe I'll go down and I'll do some bench pressing for a while, you know, go down for 45 minutes. And I was like, wait, hold on a second. Think about this. You have a 7-day plan right in front of you, and you need to be able to keep yourself strong and do the best as you can with the plan that's in front of you. Yeah. And as well, knowing that I was going to have a very tough, but a nice, strong, intense cardio session the next day, I was like, no, leave it, rest. There's enough to do.
Yeah, big time. But the other thing is, like, more is not always better as well. Yeah. Obviously, bench pressing, yeah, sure, going in and doing some extra fucking extensions and doing some more pressing is always going to be good for fucking building stuff up. But at the end of the fucking day, it's like, you got to do things consistently over time. You know what I mean? You've got to do things consistently over time. And one great session isn't going to make a fucking massive difference. It's like 6 months of sessions, of good sessions, will make a massive difference. That's what people don't realize. Someone who's consistently good beats the shit out of someone who's great every once in a while. So it's like reps. If it's shit, do it again. If it's shit, do it again. Break it all down, do it again. There's a process I have to do myself. Anything that I do as my own skill set, you know, for Chef Fit, it's like, maybe my message for Chef Fit I had to just rep that out. How many fucking, you know, and this is another thing, chefs who come into the group and they're like, oh, I've never been on a fucking live video before, because live videos are a lot of how we communicate with each other, and it's how we update each other. And it's like, that's another great analogy. Oh, I'm just not good on video. No one's good on video at the start. I used to fucking piss my pants getting on video at the start. Fuck, I'm live. Shit. What was I supposed to talk about? Fuck, blank, you know, and it's bollocks, and you get awkward and you get fucking annoyed. But it's like, I had to communicate my message for Chef Fit through live videos. So the only way that that's going to get fucking better is repetition. It was shit today. Cool. Do it again tomorrow. Shit again. Do it again tomorrow. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Fucking fast forward 2 or 3 years, and now I don't even think on camera. Like, I just talk. It's not a fucking thing. Drill it till you fucking kill it. You know, drill it till you kill it. And I get asked that all the time by people. oh, you're fucking, like, you're always doing shit. You're always doing videos. It's like, yeah, man, I told you to do fucking videos. Like, let's say people I worked with, you know, and just like, man, I told you to start doing videos fucking 4 years ago and you haven't done one, you know? It's
And you're
like,
like, no, I'm not good at it.
I'm not good at it. People won't watch it. All these bullshit excuses and stories you have for something. And it's like, I wouldn't watch your video the first time. However, no one gives a fuck if when you're successful and people know what you're doing. No one looks at the fucking videos you do at the start. They look at what's happening right now. And you only get to that right now when you're willing to do repetitions. For chefs, this is something that you need to get in your mind. You need to rep things out. You need to be willing. It's mindset first. You need to be willing to show up and do things over and over and over again until they get easier. That's it. Done. Yeah. Like there's no ifs or buts about it. Because the other thing that comes with repetition is habits. You know, it's ingraining routines. It's ingraining belief in yourself that you can do something. Whereas if you just dip your foot in the water and you try shit and you're not willing to put in those reps, you don't get the result and you don't sustain any results that you do get on the other side of that coin. You know, you don't sustain any results that you do get on the other side of that coin. Really vital to remember that.
But you find a bit of running as well. People are afraid of it because I'm no good at it. I'm no good at it.
Totally. What were you like?
That's why I was at the start of running as well.
But like, what were you like the first time you drove a fucking car? You know, pissing your foot, like you're like, fuck, there's all this shit I gotta fucking think about. It's the same thing with running. You're like, you're overthinking everything. You're running, your fucking lungs are burning, and then your fucking legs are going, and my back's getting a bit tight, and Jesus, you know, and you're overthinking things, and you almost stop yourself doing it, and it's like, you just gotta keep showing up. This is me at the start of Chef It. Wasn't a runner at all. Like, I really wasn't. I'd say I'd ran a handful of times before I started Chef It. But I made it part of the program and I realized that I had to fucking start leading that, you know, or leading by example. I'm probably not at all the best runner in the group, not by a fucking long shot, but I do it, you know what I mean? And it's important to remember that it's like the first time I did that, like I ran 2K, fucking nearly keeled over. I was dying. My legs were fucked, all of that. Showed up, did it again and again and again. And eventually you get to a point where it's like, okay, I can run that 2K fairly easy. Now run 3K. Yeah, I can run that fairly easy now as well. You know, when you just get used to doing the distances. And then it's like after a couple of months, boom, I fucking bought a fucking ticket to do a half marathon. And I did a half marathon. It was death, but I did it, you know. And it's like, I wouldn't have done that if I wasn't willing to show up when I didn't want to do it and keep doing the reps.
Yeah.
You got to do the reps. You can't shy away from it. There's no ifs or buts about it. You want the
exact same in the kitchen as well. So the chef, you know, chefs should understand this more than most, because as far as repetition comes, you know, you get 200 chances to do that new dish that just started today. You get 200 chances to do that on the first night, and that is definitely down to, you know, you find that when you're training in new chefs. Oh my God, that's so hard to do. Some starter, you know. So yeah, well, you know, you'll have plenty of chances to do it tonight, pal.
Yeah. Exactly. You've got to fucking that's a great example though. Do you know what I mean? You've got to be in those positions to do that. You know what I mean? You've got to make the mistake. That's the other thing I was talking about before. It's like being willing to fail forward. Repetitions are all about, as I said, with my own stuff, it's like repetitions are all about doing something, probably getting it wrong, and then fixing that, and then improving, doing it again, breaking it down, improving it, doing it again, breaking it down, and improving it. It's like, if you're not willing to fail, then chances are you're not going to succeed. If you're not willing to fail, if you're not willing to fail, you won't succeed.
Yeah.
All the best lessons that you'll learn and all the best nuggets of knowledge that you'll gain all come from mistakes. They all come from doing and then repeating it the next time, even better than it was before. That's the crack.
You learn more from one loss than 10 wins.
That is the meat and bones of it, folks. So chefs, whatever you're doing, remember how you felt when you started working in the kitchens. Remember how you felt. And remember that when you move forward in your life and you want to make changes, that initially it's going to be tough, but you have to be willing to show up and do that shit over and over and over again. And the reward that you get from repetition is you change your life, because eventually what comes with repetition is excellent habits, and you get good at something. that you can use as a tool to change everything around you. You know, build a habit and get good at exercise. Boom, there you go. That's a massive keystone in your life. That's such a massive thing to build within your life. Imagine you're literally building blocks to your house, these massive blocks. And if you do enough repetitions, you now have this block in place, and it's going to be there for the rest of your life. Same thing with nutrition. It's like if you could build good habits around nutrition where 80-90% of the time you're on point, and then 10% of the time you can give yourself, it's like you're never ever going to be massively overweight or underweight. You're always going to be a healthy fucking weight. You're always going to be, you know, your body composition is going to be good at a certain level. Whereas if you don't have the repetitions put in, you don't have the habits built, it's always going to be all over the place. So that's what we're talking about here. Be willing to do the reps. Drill it till you kill it. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video or the podcast. Give us a 5-star review. Share it on your various platforms. Subscribe on iTunes. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Get us out on your fucking Facebook and share it with people as well. Put it on your Instagram stories if you can. If you can do an Instagram post about it, that'd be fantastic. Screenshot the podcast if you're watching it and post it up there. And yeah, other than that, whatever way you can support and share and fucking be part of it, get on it. Get on it.
Make some noise.
Make some noise. Okay, cool. That's our episode. What episode number was it?
27B.
11. Right. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.